Go. Hello, hello, hello. This is Jonathan from Legacy Coaching, and we're live. Welcome to today's live stream. I mentioned yesterday in a couple of the social channels that I'd be going live today to talk a little bit about my story and a little bit about what could be your story for next year. I don't really want to make this a whole heap about me, but I do want to share some of my story with you. If you can see me, drop me a little emoji, say hello. If you're picking this up, just tell me which platform you're on. Are you on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube? We're going live to all of them right now with some pretty cool tech. Yesterday, I talked about the fact that sitting here at the end of December, today is December the 20th, 2023, and in the last 12 months, I've lost about 12 kilos. I've sort of written about the fact that I've lost over 10 kilos. It's now sitting around 12 kgs. For you guys in the US who are picking this up, 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds, so lost 22, maybe 30 pounds, something like that. So if you get that, I don't know if my maths is that good for that. But the whole idea is the fact that for years and years and years, I've carried stacks of extra weight. I knew that I carried the weight. I knew that it was a challenge. I worked at trying to change things. I always worked at being healthy, but I never really got to the place of dropping the kilos. I've written a little article about this in the blog that we've just released. I've released a whole site called Revitalize, which I've dropped a link to just below. It's a members and free subscription blog that you can jump in and have a read. You don't need to be a member or a subscriber to read, but click on the link there and you'll be able to see the idea that I've eaten healthy. I've exercised well. I've done a lot of good things, but based on some medical challenges that I faced back in 1993, 30 years ago, the weight stayed with me. It hasn't dropped. And so here's the thing. Why in the last 12 months did this drop? And that's what I write about in the article. Link is just below. Key thing that changed is not what I ate. So I haven't starved myself this year. I haven't exercised heaps. I exercise like I normally do. I haven't gone crazy with any of these things. But there's a couple of fundamental things that shifted for me, and most of it, believe it or not, was around mindset, was around how I think and how happy I became with myself. Big story, read about it in the article, but the bottom line is I didn't have to pummel the pavement and run like crazy and exercise and all those things. In fact, this year I've probably done less exercise than previous years, although I still do a fair bit. I changed the way I thought. I changed the way that I viewed myself. I sat in the seat of being content with who I was, with where I was at, and how things were unfolding. I jump on the scales every day. I check my numbers, just as a habit, not as anything, but just as a way to feedback. Well, what's going on? What am I putting in my mouth? What exercise am I doing? But regardless of the outcome, I looked and I said, I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with how things are going. And the results I'm getting are the outcome of that story. You know, I've written in this little blurb about this video the fact that I know that in the next year, I've still got another 10 kilos to lose, something around that. I'm low 90s at the moment. I'll be low 80s in a year. And I don't sit and say, gosh, I hope I'm going to be low 80s in a year. I sit and say, you know what? I know that I'll be low 80s in a year. And the reason is because the things that I put in place, the habits, the thinking, the mindset, those sorts of things are reproducible. They will happen over and over and over again because I made a shift at the level that matters most, which is internally in me. Not externally in what I do, but internally in me. So I know that the trajectory that I'm on, which has been weight coming down, but it's not just been straight down. There's been ups and downs, but I know that over the next year, that will just continue to trend. And so my healthy weight's probably low 80s. And so I'm sitting here now saying, I know that I'm going to get there. Now, I know that a lot of people struggle with this. I know that a lot of people sort of pull their hair out and say, well, why isn't it working for me? How do I get there? And I'm not sitting here saying, look, I'm going to be the guy that coaches you to lose weight. What I want to do is to help you. I want to be the guy that helps you to get healthy. The scales, the number on the scales is just one measurement of health. Again, in the Revitalize blog, I've written part 2 to my journey of losing 10 kgs. And this is all what we call beyond the scales. This is like things that have happened outside of just my numbers getting lower, which kind of is one metric. But there's a whole heap of things that I talk about. And the key thing is, as I said a moment ago, mindset, the way that I think, the way that I approach myself, the way that I'm happy with myself, but also looking at sleep and stress. I can't focus on that heavily enough to say, if you get your sleep right, then your body knows what to do to burn fuel and to metabolize things and to work things out. The nutrition you eat actually helps you. And you don't start craving things that probably won't help you. So getting sleep right is absolutely the first thing that you can do. The second thing is then start to address your levels of stress. Now, again, I've talked to people about sleep and stress for years. I've talked to people about how to do these things. And what we've come to know is you can't minimize or manage the levels of stress you've got while ever you're sleep deprived, while ever you're exhausted, because you just end up responding and reacting and just sort of getting lost in the waves of it all. The storm just becomes too much. And so here's the deal. If you want 2024 to be awesome for you, join me in terms of either reading the Revitalize stuff and just start to say, okay, how do you get your head around this? Links down below. Or join me for what we call the health strategy, which is measurements of sleep and stress, and then setting things in place around mindset and habits to help you to move forwards to get the outcomes that are possible for you. It may not be weight loss. Your weight may be fine, but it may be something else. You may be struggling with tiredness, burnout, overwhelm, exhaustion. You might have chronic health challenges. Weight could be one of them, but it could again be like a chronic fatigue thing. It could be pain in your body. It could be like things like metabolic things. We talk about gout and your liver's not digesting properly and all of these things. There's heaps that we could talk about. That's not the purpose of this right now. But if you want help, the health strategy is the thing that can help you. As legacy coaching, it's one of the things we offer to help people to recover from their challenges, to recover your health, get more energy, more focus, become more adaptable to what's going on in your world, and not get crushed by the demands that are being put on you. Because here's the thing, I don't think the demands are going to go away. I don't think the demands are going to get any less. I don't think the speed is going to reduce. I don't think the intensity is going to reduce. Maybe it will for you, but I kind of got a hunch that for most people that's not going to happen. And so the key thing is how to get you healthier in the midst of the challenge, how to get you stronger, more adaptable, more fluid, flexible, malleable, able to adapt to the load that's coming so that it doesn't crush you and so that you don't go backwards. If you want to join me in the health strategy, there is a link below here. At the moment, we're ending up 2023. Our next round of health strategy intake is January. Jump in now, and at the end, as we're running a bit of a deal at the moment, just to say who wants to start 2023 the best, 2024 the best that it can be. If that's you, click the link below, look at the video, look at the pricing, look at all the things there and say, if this is for you, drop your name down there. We'll be launching mid-January for the health strategy. It's something that goes on and on. You don't have to do it right now, but if now is the time, click the link below. 2 options below, gang. Either read the article if you want to say, this is how I did it. This is part of my story. And look around at what else is in our Revitalize blog, or click the link to join or find out more about the health strategy. If you want 2024 to be rocking for you, if you want it to be amazing, if you want to get things like the way you think, mindset around health better, if you want to get energy levels better, sleep better, less stress, more into life and not having things crush you, then those are the links that are going to help you out. My story's been awesome. It's been a long work in the process, and my goal is to help you to do things faster than what it's taken me 30 years to get through, okay? Click the links. If you want to know more, all of the information's in there. If you want to reach out to me, send me a message after this video in the comments, whatever, and I'm happy to be able to help you, gang. 2023 has gone brilliantly for me. 2024 will also go brilliantly for me. Will it go brilliantly for you? I really hope so. If you want help, just sing out. I'm here to help. Take good care. Ciao, ciao.